Boise-State Broncos are going to host another home game this Saturday against University of Nevada, a rivalry game nonetheless. But the entry process for those wanting to get inside to Albertsons Stadium is going to look a little bit different for at least the students. University has reversed the requirement to have students show a proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test to get in. Now all they're asking for? Just masks, which is what they were asking for at the beginning. So why the back and forth with these protocols? Here's Katya Stepovic.
Earlier this month, Boise State implemented new COVID protocols for students just one day before the Broncos' massive home game against Oklahoma State to show either proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. The decision came shortly after the state of Idaho declared crisis standards of care. Boise State says the goal was to have not just students, but all fans comply with this new guideline for the October 2nd home game. But now Boise State is reversing that decision. The university now saying that neither students nor the general public will need to provide proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test to enter the stadium. On Friday, the university said they decided to ditch those protocols because COVID case counts were down within the campus community and their campus vaccination rate was up around 88%. But earlier this week, they followed up to say they couldn't follow those protocols because they violate Governor Brad Little's executive order on vaccine mandates. That order says that the state entities, including colleges and universities, cannot require only proof of vaccination. While students had the opportunity to show proof of vaccination over negative COVID tests, the university must be able to offer every single person entering the stadium a test to be in compliance with that order. The problem? BSU says they don't have enough COVID tests for that. A statement from the university reads, because Idaho case rates are so high, state testing resources are being used to test individuals who are at high risk, including children under 12 who aren't eligible to be vaccinated and those who, due to underlying health conditions, cannot be vaccinated, individuals who have been exposed, and those who are symptomatic. The university will now shift from testing everyone in the student section to randomized testing. Their extra test kits that would be used on the rest of those students have been given to K-12 teachers, students, and staff. Because testing capacity is strained, on-campus testing will also be minimized to only those who are at high risk of contracting the virus or have had exposure.
And as we've reported, there's been quite the run on rapid tests across the country and especially here in Idaho, specifically with our local school districts. And Boise State says that's made it extremely hard to get any extra tests to use for non-symptomatic cases. And as we've heard, proof of vaccination is allowable as an alternative to a negative test, but not standing on its own. Brian.
And I get not wanting to waste these rapid tests at a football game for something that many people may not think is really serious enough to use them for. But what about, okay, so they're going back to this mask requirements. That didn't go over so well the first couple of games.
Right, and it's more important arguably now than ever before. And the university says they're actually brainstorming ways to improve compliance with that mask wearing, like maybe including incentives of some sort to wear one. But they do admit, Brian, that it's just not an easy problem to solve. Last game they gave incentives, somebody got part of their tuition paid for, and another person got a lease on a truck. So there are some pretty good incentives out there at Albertsons Stadium. 25% off tuition, I believe. So
yep, that's
it's a big chunk.
All right. Thank you very much, Katya.